In a shocking development, Supreme Court Justice Ijaz al-Ahsan on Thursday resigned from his position, a day after Justice Mazahir Ali Akbar Naqvi did the same. Justice Asif Saeed Kosa, who headed the five-member Supreme Court bench, comprises Justices Gulzar Ahmed, Ijaz Afzal, Azmat Saeed, and Ijaz al-Ahsan, issued the Panama Papers verdict disqualifying former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif had been sentenced to 10 years in prison and fined $10.6 million on corruption charges linked to the 2016 Panama Papers revelations about his family's properties overseas. The papers linked Sharif's children to the purchase of London property through offshore companies in the British Virgin Islands in the early 1990s. At that time, the children were minors, and the purchase is assumed to have been made by Sharif.
What was uncovered in the Panama leaks about Nawaz Sharif and family members?
Yeah, I think it was 4th April 2016, once Panama Papers came out, or maybe the night of 3rd April 2016. And I still remember that day because my producer called and said, Panama Papers have come out and Sharif family has been named in that. And some of the companies which we had been tracking through Company House UK belonging to Hassan Nawaz, and we already knew the name Kumbh Group. And once we saw the name Kumbh Group, we knew that we have much more details about this as compared to whatever might be revealed in Panama Papers. What Panama Papers did was the leaked documents of Mossack Fonseca. It revealed the beneficial ownership of Evanfield apartment belonging to companies Nescol and Nielsen to Miss Mariam Nawaz Sharif. And then there was the documents which were revealed. They also mentioned as to how some of the loans were taken by the Sharif family through Kumbh Group, and those documents also came out. So it was a surprise for the people in Pakistan that this is because it came out internationally, so these accusations could not be leveled against International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, that it is politically motivated. And it had much more credibility because previously over the years the Sharif family had been using the ruse that all these allegations against them are politically motivated. These Evanfield apartments were bought by the Sharif families during the early 90s after their first stint of Nawaz Sharif as the chief executive of Pakistan, as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And since then repeatedly allegations had been coming, investigations were started, investigations were closed. But once the ICIJ brought out these papers, it had a lot of international credibility attached to it. And at that time, Imran Khan, who had never been part of these Charter of Democracy or deals with them, he pounced on that opportunity and raised a lot of political hue and cry and forced the authorities to take notice about that. So those Panama Papers, for the first time, brought it to the notice of the Pakistani people that what Nawaz Sharif has been doing, what he has been hiding while being a politically exposed person, that is now revealed internationally along with so many other world leaders. So that added a lot of credibility to the allegations which were already in Pakistan but which never saw the conclusion as they should have.
Mariam Nawaz, daughter of Nawaz Sharif, openly bashed serving judges of the Supreme Court, Justice Ijaz al-Ahsan and Justice Mazahir Ali Naqvi, in Sargodha on February 23, 2023.
का तोला नजर आ रहा है जो स्क्रीन पर नजर आ रहे हैं आज पाकिस्तान के हालात के ये जिम्मेदार हैं.
Justice Ijaz al-Ahsan, a third senior-most judge in the Supreme Court, was a viable candidate to become the next Chief Justice of Pakistan in October this year.
इजाज अल-एहसन याद है ना चीफ जस्टिस बनने के ख्वाब देख रहा है वो.
Panama Papers scandal, a high-profile case as it was an international affair, from which the then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was removed on corruption and money laundering charges. This had resulted in the formation of a joint investigation team by the Supreme Court for the Panama Gate case.
वो पैनामा बेंच में बैठा था नवाज शरीफ को नाअहल करने वालों में बैठा था.
It is the traditional politics of PML-N, Nawaz Sharif's party, to threaten and use institutions for their own purpose. PML-N Senator Nihal Hashmi, while addressing a public workers' gathering on May 28 last year, openly threatened the JIT Joint Investigation Team members and Supreme Court judges, saying those who are scrutinizing the Sharif family would not be spared. adding that there would be dire consequences for them and their children as they have to retire at the end of the day.
जो हिसाब हमसे ले रहे हो वो तो नवाज शरीफ का बेटा है, हम नवाज शरीफ के कारकुन हैं, हिसाब लेने वालों हम तुम्हारा यौम हिसाब बना देंगे। जिन्होंने भी हिसाब लिया है और जो ले रहे हैं कान खोल के सुन लो, हमने छोड़ना नहीं तुमको। आज हाजिर सर्विस हो, कल रिटायर हो जाओगे। तुम्हारे बच्चों के लिए, तुम्हारे खानदान के लिए पाकिस्तान की जमीन